Did you know 1 in 6 children face some kind of mental health concern each year? And help is too often in short supply, especially in rural parts of Idaho. This Thursday, September 26th, Boise State Public Radio is holding a special event in Marsing to talk about rural mental health issues, and we'd like to invite you to come, especially if you or someone you know lives or works in Owyhee or Canyon counties. The event is free and open to the public, and dinner will be provided. So meet us at Marsing High School this Thursday, September 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. for an important panel conversation on building connections between teens, families, and their support networks. Find event details at boisestatepublicradio.org/events.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector, Idaho's daily news. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. We've got a wildfire update, local preparations for the big election, and some news you'll need to hear about the new COVID vaccine. It's Monday, September 9th, and here are today's stories. On the fire watch, hundreds of firefighters are beginning another week on the front lines of wildfires, big and small, across the region. This is the sound of a firefighting helicopter continuing through the day, dropping retardant on flames. A growing concern from this past weekend has been the lava fire just north of the Gem County community of Ola, that threat compounded by a dense timber canopy just to the east. On the lines of the massive Wapiti fire, some progress through the weekend, but it's not even close enough to be contained. Nearly 1,500 firefighters are on the scene there. Nelson Mills is a forester. He is what is called a resource advisor assigned to the Wapiti.
A lot of times you'll see us hiking around with bulldozers or behind those aircraft that are dropping retardant or doing water drops. Things like making sure that where the water is being drafted from doesn't affect where fish are spawning.
Now up through the Boise National Forest, where Donovan Walker is an operations section chief with Great Basin Team 5, and he says there's been some extra effort on the northern edge of the Bulldog Fire.
There's quite a few people up in there right now, a lot of work. We've got pumps and hose lays and some sprinklers going in different places. I know there's a ranger station up there that we're doing work around. And also the lookout tower up there that got wrapped, and that's all protected now. Yeah, we're just going to continue those operations. We're not quite done. The progress is about to Silver Creek right here, and we've got a little ways to go to the north.
The National Interagency Fire Center based in Boise counts nearly 100 major wildfires in the nation. Here in the Great Basin area, the wildland fire preparedness level remains on a scale of 1 to 5, a 5. And while unseasonably warm weather holds on to the forecast for today, a significant change is heading to the region. Corey Anderson is at the National Weather Service office.
Hey, we're going to have a taste of fall coming around Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to have a nice, cool, low-pressure system coming out of the Gulf of Alaska, and that's going to move over the area on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
And he says we can expect Treasure Valley highs to drop down to the 60s on Thursday. The number of Idahoans reporting COVID-related symptoms is climbing. The St. Luke's Health System is reporting that the number of COVID tests was higher just last week than at any time in all of August. With that, the number of tests that were confirmed to have COVID was also up last week. Meanwhile, the city of Boise continues to track levels of COVID in wastewater, and it also is trending up to levels not seen since last January. And now we're learning that the new COVID vaccines are available in Idaho. Jackson Holmes has details.
As new COVID-19 strains circulate, new vaccines are being rolled out. Stephanie Hutton, the clinical program director at Boise State Public Health, explains the latest formulation.
So the new COVID-19 is protecting against the latest variants, and it just came out last week, so it's new. So now each year there'll be a COVID vaccine that comes out that as closely matches as possible the current circulating strain.
An increase in COVID cases is expected this fall and winter, which is why health experts are recommending everyone 6 months and older receive updated vaccines. Updated vaccines can help reduce the risk of severe COVID-19 symptoms and lower the risk of developing long COVID. The 2024-2025 COVID-19 vaccines are free under most insurances at local pharmacies. Central District Health expects to receive updated Moderna vaccines soon. Boise State University also offers COVID-19 and flu vaccines to the general public, including students and university staff. You can find up-to-date information on vaccines along with where to get them at vaccines.gov. Jackson Holmes, Boise State Public Radio News.
Election Day is now 57 days away, 8 weeks from tomorrow, and a good many voters will be casting ballots before then. Looking at the calendar, 1 week from today is the deadline for county clerks across Idaho to print absentee ballots, and the first round of ballots for those who have already requested an absentee will be going out next week, September 20th, to be exact. Ada County is the largest election operation in Idaho.
So as of Friday, we pulled the number. We had 858,000 registered voters, so just shy of 308,000.
This is Heath Riberty, Ada County's Assistant Chief Deputy Clerk. Again, that's 308,000 registered so far. All that said, Ada County is still expecting a record number of new same-day registrations on Election Day.
Pretty eye-opening. What we're anticipating for November 5th is between 40 and 50,000 Election Day registrations. Big number.
And come Election Day, they're expecting quite a turnout at the polls. Katie Reed is Chief Deputy Clerk for Ada County.
We're expecting an 80 to 90% turnout for this election as well. So we'll be busy for the next several months.
Which is why the county will be extending early in-person voting this year.
We, this election, are going to do 3 weeks of early voting rather than our typical 2 weeks.
You may remember our reporting on the so-called ballot verifier tool in Ada County. The innovation allows anyone to view scanned images of all ballots and those ballots' corresponding vote record for every Ada County election going forward. And Ada County Clerk Trent Triple briefed county commissioners on how Ada County's ballot verifier was recently put to the test in a review by the University of California at Berkeley.
In a poll, a nationwide poll, and showing that it increased the trust of elections by 25% of those that were shown the capabilities of it. So we're super excited about that, especially with this election coming up. That was a great boost to our local elections, but it's also being recognized nationwide as a best practice.
Right now, Ada is the only Idaho county offering the ballot verifier tool. And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We'll see you back here tomorrow. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. Thanks for listening.